milestone. Let us commit to this roadmap that prioritizes listening, empathy, and peaceful advocacy. You know, when you talk about advocacy, it means dialoguing with several powers in several states and countries. It also comprises of lobbying, and that which is very important, is one of the most powerful tools. But you need to lobby from the right angle. And if we do not come together and understand the point where we lobby from, we will be wasting our money lobbying from the wrong angle. So this is one of the steps. This is where we need to strengthen our strategy. Using this May 30th, it is very important because it is actually the beginning of where we are right now. Together,
I see you.
Environment where Biafrans,
Excellence, what you cool?
Indeed, all people,
my brother, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Freely express their identities and shape their destinies without oppression or fear of being arrested, assaulted, and or killed. Let our spirits, forged in survival, be strengthened in resilience for our preservation. I am an ardent believer of self-preservation. It is through preservation that generations are existing today. You know, at the end of the Biafran genocide, Yakubu Gowon made a speech on the 15th of January 1970. Some people, some historians argued that it was on the 17th. But I'll take 15th of 15th January 1970. After Biafra formally surrendered to the federal military government of Nigeria.
All right, I welcome all of you officially to this live broadcast. Today's date is 12th of May, 2026. And we are here this hour to go through the latest interview of Uchechi Kanu, Uchechi Okafo. Many of you know her. So after the interview that she had with Pineapple Haircut Woman, she rushed to Radio Biafra to talk again. You can see 9th of May 2026, which means she's done with her visitation to Bongo. We are yet to see her video in Sokoto, her pictures. You see, we are in the era that, in this era, anything that you are not paying attention to is your fault. In fact, if you are confused, man, it's your fault. From Imam Madabo to Ogenkere to DOS, everybody, like, there's nothing hidden anymore. You cannot see the foundation of every group. You cannot see what each of these groups represent. You cannot see where they're heading to and what they want to achieve. I don't know if you're following what I'm saying. All I need from you is your ear. Just pay attention to everything she's saying. Not only that you will listen to what she said, but I want you to see how respectful she is when each time she wants to talk about Nigerian government and federal government of Nigeria. Federal troop. Now, please pay attention. And I want you to like this video, okay? Share it to many platforms of your choice. Listen.
The address is...
Before then, I have to welcome Ebonyi Fanya. Bonifa, he agreed to you, and our brother Frank Okoye said you should like, and share. Please do that. Once you come across this video, like the video so that people will understand what is playing out. Pay close attention.
Commonly known as the no victor, no vanquished speech. That's the address that Gowon made on that day, while announcing the end of the war and the reintegration of the secessionist territory into Nigeria, following Biafra's surrender by acting president then, President Philip A.F. Young. In Gowon's speech of no victor, no vanquished, a quote was picked up, or a quote was made. What Gowon said was, the so-called rising sun of Biafra is set forever. It will be a great disservice for anyone to continue to use the word Biafra to refer to any part of the East Central state of Nigeria. If you go back to the time that was said, how do you think our fathers were feeling? How do you think that our ancestors were feeling? How do you think they felt? Perhaps Gowon would have said, the rising sun of Biafra is set forever. But the fact that he used that word, the so-called rising sun of Biafra, the so-called rising sun of Biafra is set forever. Does this quote not signify the burial of a people's identity? And in that speech, what are the 3R promised to the Biafran people? There was a 3R promised to the Biafran people. I interpret Gowon's wording that way as more than a military declaration. What I'm trying to say is that the way that Yakubu Gowon said, the so-called rising sun of Biafra is set forever. That word so-called, the tone of it implies to me that it was more than a military declaration. It was an attempt to erase the political legitimacy and symbolic identity of Biafrans after the war. That is how I see it. Even though that the defenders of Gowon's position argue that the statement was aimed at preventing renewed secession and reasserting Nigerian territorial unity after a conflict that killed more than 5 million people, many through starvation and blockade. What does that tell you? That tells you that Biafrans are people of great strength, not just mental strength, but physical strength, spiritual strength, and psychological strength. That is why the only way they could get to our children and our mothers then, people in the hospital and the marketplace, was to create starvation and blockade. Because they were not going to win us. They didn't, they couldn't for 3 years. We are very special. I once asked Onyendu a question. Have you ever seen a Fulani person boxing, is boxing, working and working, Achipia, you know what I mean? They don't. One Biafran man can take down 10 Fulanese, and that is why they have switched to annihilating our men, reducing us in numbers. And we must wake up to that strategy. We must wake up and counter it, however we need to. So in that interpretation, the so-called rising sun is set forever. The supporters of Gowon's position said that it was meant to close the chapter of armed separatism, not necessarily to erase Igbo identity itself. But the usage of the word so-called rising sun, to me, it remains unsettling. It is more so by the subsequent treatment we have gotten as Biafrans, as the case may be, over the years. So, to me, historically, that quote sits at the center of major unresolved debate. To many Eastern Nigerians, especially Igbo people, it represented humiliation. I still feel it right in this moment. I feel that word, the so-called, it means a lot. If you're a person who interprets energy, I don't see people as humans, I see them as energy, so I flow through your energy. That word, the so-called, represented humiliation, suppression, and the denial of our self-determination quest, which, first of all, was why our parents, our fathers stood and fought for the very life, for the very breath that we take today. To the Nigerian federal government, it represented reunification and the preservation of the Nigerian state. So these two interpretations still shape Nigerian politics today. But then the 3 R's Gowon promised after the war were: 1. Reconciliation, rebuilding trust between former Biafrans and the rest of Nigeria, reducing bitterness and reintegrating people politically and socially. The question is, this reconciliation, has it happened? To me, the answer is capital N-O. The second one, the rehabilitation, which is assisting those devastated by the war, displaced persons, wounded civilians, orphaned children, destroyed communities, and collapsed institutions. Did that happen? Were they rehabilitated? The answer for me is N-O, in capital and bold. To the third R, reconstruction. This would entail the rebuilding infrastructure and the economy in the former Biafran territories: roads, schools, hospitals, utilities, and commerce. Has that happened? Did that happen? The answer that I have is capital N-O in bold letters. In fact, I would highlight them with yellow pen so that they stand out. These policies were announced as part of the post-war no victor, no vanquished doctrine. Gowon publicly stated that the federal side should not treat the defeated population as enemies. But then critics, and all of us, not just critics, point to the several policies and outcomes that they argue contradicted reconciliation. At that time, it contradicted the 3 R's that they stated, or the policy that they unveiled to implement in the no victor, no vanquished doctrine. And what is one of the contradictions of that reconciliation? It was the 20-pound policy, where many Easterners regardless of prior bank savings, were reportedly given only £20 after the war. That was the first contradiction. Where your actions.
All right, Oluchiwa God, I welcome you. Thank you for joining us. I don't know if I stay here because I was on call, and I cannot just avoid that call, to be honest, because it's very, very important. I greet you. Some of you will be like, but why are you sharing this woman's video? Why are you talking about her interview? Is not important. In as much as it's not important, but I want you to know the mindset of the person. Just understand her mindset. The mind of this woman is something else, because imagine traveling to Nigeria to see, according to her, to meet Mazamur Kanu. She did not meet Mazamur Kanu. According to the source, people have reacted on that, not from me. A lot of people have said something about it. Why did she not go to Sokoto? Why did she not go to Sokoto? Why is she not, doing what she's supposed to do? Why did she end up only in the hands of Lolo Nekachimese? I always call that woman Lolo Nekachimese, which is wrong. Thank you so much, Oluchiwa God. As if you know that I just asked, I just said that I don't know if you are still here. Thank you so much. And you have proved to me that you're not only here, but you are here to support. Okay, I don't know. If you not get with here. There was a thank you so much. You see, this woman is one of the problem of Mass Namodekan. Apart from Nigerian government and all that, which I cannot tell you that she's not involved or she's involved. I can only tell you the one on social media. The one everybody can see. I don't know her activities behind the scene, but what she's doing, in open, you can use that to imagine what she could do behind the scene. I don't know if I follow what I'm saying, because how can she not be a suspect when she surrounds herself with everybody that is anti-mass American? How can she not be a suspect? Now, this history, this thing that she's saying now, is that what you're supposed to hear? Okay. Don't forget that this is her first public appearance. Okay, whether through voice or video, but this is her first public address after the so-called going to meet Nnamdi Kanu, Biafran leader, in Sokoto prison. Now, you expect her to give you updates, at least how Matokan is faring, what she had taken, in everything going on. She started, because I dragged the video, I'm not gonna lie to you. I started from minute 14 or 13. But if you start from the beginning, like minutes 4, 5, you hear her talking about how Nemeka Juega joined here. He wanted to head football. He don't want to head it because then she asked Nemeka, why can't you head the ball? What is going on? Nemeka told her that that she's not up to 18 years to not ball, that he don't want to have brain tumor. Now, okay, I don't want to be aggressive, but the truth of the matter is that what you expect from somebody who actually went to see Master Mechanic? His wife, not a friend, wife. Let's go back. River Goddess, I see you. Mazakai, greetings to you, my sister. They were nice to have you, nice to see you around. Now, pay attention. Listen to her.
Speaks differently from what your words say.
This woman.
You have the abandoned property disputes in places like Iguacha, Port Harcourt, as you may call it. You have another contradiction of limited reintegration of former Biafran officers into federal institutions. Now, there is a long-term perceptions of political and economic marginalization in the Southeast. As usual, those who support the government would counter it that massive rebuilding did occur in parts of the East. Please, I think we should start talking about these contradictions. that are found in the no victor, no vanquished doctrine. It is our job to flood the internet with this contradiction and what has happened from that moment till this day. It is one of the strategies drawn on the roadmap for self-determination. These are the griefs that we bear. These are our pain. And they stand fresh in the eyes of the world. So this is where our advocacy and dialogue will be pushing from. The supporters of the federal government counter that massive rebuilding did occur in parts of the East. What are those buildings? Can we count them? Can we name them? The country avoided large-scale reprisal after the war.
There we check a Bobby.
We have former Biafrans eventually returned to national politics, business, academia, and public life. Can we count those? What are they?
Look at this.
Are they commensurate
I hear you.
The 3R as stated in that reintegration policy? Historically, both things may be true at once, but from how it is said, Nigeria avoided a total punitive occupation after the war. Many survivors, nevertheless, experienced the post-war settlement as on.
You see, somebody that is not actually helpful can go at any length to deceive you. Somebody that is against you can use anything to pretend to hide. This video from minute 1 to 9 is just for 24 minutes, and this woman is reading history. Please, are we in era of this kind of history? Like, what do you think she wants to achieve by what she's saying? What exactly do you think? Because this is making it 2 times I analyze this one interview. And each time I'm playing this here, people will be like, "Can't report, you're wasting our time." I know. Even me, I don't understand anything. I don't take whatever she's saying serious. But I have my reason for playing this. Somebody, when we are talking about somebody, don't see it because, oh, you hate her because she attacked your favorite person. You know what I mean? It's not just that. That one aside, what do you think she's going to offer you? Is it moral? The morality is not there. Is it hope? She can't even give you hope, like to ginger you, to motivate you. Nothing. What are you going to learn from her? Just here, look at your Lord, what she's saying. Is that what you need? If you pay attention to hear everything, to pick her words, you will end up having nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Just to waste time. Just to waste time. And in the US, you know, some of our people with their evil mind, you know that this woman is not giving you anything. They will still turn around to praise her, to talk about her. Oh, Uchechi Kanu is his life. Kanu's wife is life. Life to do what? To tell you how abandoned property. How they are. The abandoned property and the one happening in Lagos now, which of them is more is supposed to be discussed? Is it what people are going through in Lagos or went through in Lagos? Because they're still going that through. They're still going through that, and they will go again next year. Go and mark it somewhere. After the election, whether P2B win or did not win, our people are going to suffer more than what they suffered in 2023. It is destined to happen that way, and you can't stop it. The only way to stop it is for you to advise yourself. If you advise yourself, then only you will be exempted. But the Kanu, our people are going to learn in a hard way. Not only learn in a hard way, we also go, not we. Some of our people are going to learn in a hard way. That should be the right grammar. Because not everybody. I have learned my lesson from what happened to other people. I can never ever kunena as na get 1 naira in Lagos State or in the outside Igbo land. As long as Nigeria is concerned. You see Nigeria, you see Abuja airport road, land there is expensive, right? I cannot pay 50,000 naira for a plot of land in Abuja. As of now, no. For those of you in US, Canada, Europe, your first dream is to have, you want to have, this modern house, maybe, smart house in Lekki Phase 1. You're actually looking for a way to have another land in maybe Area 4, in Abuja, in Airport Road, in all this. It may sound good to your ear, but you end up turning to a saboteur while you are defending your property. Some of you are saboteurs today, not because you drive joy, but you want to defend your shop. Your warehouse is somewhere in in Egbada, in Lagos, or maybe in Papa, in Wima Crescent, in Ajegun, any part. Anytime your people talk about anytime people talk about how to be like what you're supposed to be the way God made you to be. It's in bam 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 now they are calling for war. But your investment is actually bringing our people down. You make an investment for your financial gain, but some of these investments we drag our people to to doom. Uchechi Kanu here. She's not ready to give you Biafra. She's not going to give you anything. Then you see DOS. They gather around playing her video. Oh, Uchechi, Uchechi. Now, the Uchechi you are talking about, and you in DOS, who is actually bringing Biafra? How are you getting the freedom? Like I said, I'm not playing this video for you to learn anything, but for you to observe something. Before I start the program, I know that the video is useless because it's always useless. She don't tell you how Biafra will come. She don't tell you how to approach it. She's not telling you how to raise Mass Namonicano. She's not even working with those who have something to do for Mass Namonicano release. Imagine a woman like her who's supposed to be the wife. Then compare what she's doing and what DPM is doing. Now you understand. Then compare what she's doing with what every other Biafran women. Do you know that the contribution of somebody like our sister here, River Goddess, outweigh that of Uchechi? Uchechi, if you compare the trouble Obutegonu na Nwelowe and na Ifomegonu ke Nwelowe, you feel that now it's just like night and day. There's no way. She preferred to talk more, to spend time to discuss about her private life and her marital life than to talk about the freedom and well-being of her husband. What is that thing that Master Kanu have done to you that as a wife that you can't even remember the good days to visit him in prison? Why is it so easy for her to on camera and grant interview to why is it Pineapple? But she can't even post or share any picture or video of her visiting Sokoto to meet Mass Namonicano. Some of you may say that because of this misunderstanding, these 100 men. No. Before the arrest of Biafran Prime Minister Samanekpa, years ago, before then, this woman also visited Bongo. And the first thing we saw from her, how did we know that she's in Bongo? She was in the Joe Force office. She crossed leg, relaxing, talking. Then we did not see her in the Mazi Nnamdi court case. Since the rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, she have never been in any court case. Like, why is it Pineapple Head Court used to stay, appear in the court? Many people have joined Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the court. Sometimes they stay outside, but that solidarity means a lot. At least Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when Mazi Nnamdi comes out, he will see that his people are here. Ndị iche ndị ọzọ na-aga, not because they don't have something to do. But Uchechi, no, not at all. All these things that has happened, only for her to on camera, Radio Biafra. These people, these gangsters in Radio Biafra are making a mockery of everybody. They have made mockery of the Biafra movement. They make mockery of Simon Ekpa, Biafra Prime Minister. They made mockery of even genuine Biafran, innocent people that have vested trust and love and finance in the movement. They made mockery of the deaths. Because when you say sit at home is comprises of many things. Maybe let's say that as at the beginning of that sit at home, many people don't understand the importance of sit at home. But at long run, we started hearing from DM who made it very blunt that this thing is not about Mazi Nnamdi alone. It has to do with many other things, which is to register our grievances, since the issue of protest is null and void, because that one is that if you protest, they will buy you, unless you want to deposit some bodies in the mortuary, which no sensible human being would like. To see our youth being packed and deposited in the mortuary, who would like that kind of thing? Then sit at home started. If you claim that you have been in agitation, you are DOS registered member for that matter, you have been with Mazi Nnamdi for years, then you witness all this pine of people protesting. You witness it, not that you're on ground, but at least you have access to the news when it happened. In fact, it's not a rumor. You have confirmed it and you saw everything. You know this for a fact, that this is what happened and this is how the whole thing has ended. If you have this knowledge and you are not hearing that, okay, nobody's going to protest anymore, but they sit at home, for you to be against it, it just simply means that you are one of those pine protesters. Because there's no way you find somebody who did not come out to protest. Make the streets a ghost town to register your grievances. You said no. That is an insult to the dead. What you have done or what you are doing by saying that, you are actually mocking the dead. You are mocking the dead, because sit at home is also an honor to those that have been paid by these people that normally buy protesters. Okay, they don't throw tear gas, they always use live bullets. How can you be against that home? You know why I'm saying this? Because Uchechi also the same thing. She's working with people who is against at home. She's also working with people who is calling her husband names and demanding the head of the husband. So if she can work with this kind of people, then when somebody like me open her mouth and open his or her mouth and say that Uchechi is demanding for the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you say no, can't report it is wrong, that means you also is part of the group. How can you not see reason to that? A man came out and claimed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu deserves to be buried alive. The other guy said that he will buy him death no matter what the federal government do. If they dare release him, that himself will buy him. The other one said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and anybody that is following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and support Mazi Nnamdi Kanu need to be sent to school. This woman moved her mic in all this. She has never for once condemned them, because you cannot condemn something that you love. When people say that she's actually, seeing a Blanco no as her mentor. Don't doubt it, because that's exactly what the whole thing looks like. That she's in love with those who are calling for Master Americano's head and those who want to jeopardize every effort Master Americano have made. Now, of doing that, it's not actually about Master Americano here alone. As an insider, as a family to Master Americano, because she married to Master Americano, even if it's for one day, she has child for Master Americano. Going against Master Americano and what Master Americano stand for is actually mocking the death of Master Americano's parents. He's also mocking the death of those that died in Master Americano's house. There's a video that I published today. In that video, you heard Ebe Kodike saying that Ebe Kodike saying he said that Master Americano and Kanu, they are trying to forgive criminals. Let's know that they are trying to forgive the criminals. That it's not going to happen. That people that buy are people. They buy police and army. Okay. You can't forgive, right? What if those that police and army buy say that we cannot forgive also? Think about it. This what I just said now, for those that can think critically, they will understand what I'm talking about. Oliver also, I greet you. Musa Dewo, Victoria Weke, our own sister. I greet all of you. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's continue. Like I told you, I'm not reacting on this video for view. I'm reacting on this for those that care to know. Because she, each time we talk about her, because we are going to talk about her, in nearest future. We'll be talking about her. That's not the fact. Because it is no longer hidden. If you have EB, what is EB called in English language? I don't know. EB. If I remember your screen to work EB, that's all I know. Maybe say na gada. Me your got your work EB book I found that football. Ọ na-etopụta obere obere ị na-ezochi ya ọ na-asambana ọ na-ebuwa ya mana ị gaa n'ụlọ ọgwụ kwuo ka ọra gị na ọya ji gị aka ebe ego operation dị free so I ka na-asị na onye ọya na-ezochiro ada ezochi onwe ya because the more you are trying to cover ibi na-etopụta ọ ga na-ebusa and ọ bụrụ na ọ na-ebusa ọ ga-erukwe level na ema use trouser you go the tire apa you go the tire apa then guess what if after you make izoche because all you have to ezochiro gị ọ ga-apụta if everybody have said ibi if you get now what am I trying to say? Since she don't bother to care about the feelings of people, she is now publicly attacking and daring anybody to do your worst. After secretly conniving with people who never trust or who never do anything, EB is in hydrocell. Okay, I'm going to learn this one today. No, when I told you that I'm learning here, and you guys are teaching me, I'm also trying to, pass my own message. He said that EB is hydrocell. That is, please, that's what I'm talking about. Hydrocell. If that is the name, which I trust Amadi Chukwueze because he's knowledgeable enough to know this. Now, that is what the message is all about. In case if you don't know, maybe you don't know what is EB, Igbo language. This is hydrocell. Okay. Now, Uchechi Kanu, she don't care. She dared anybody to do your worst. That's why she can publicly support and back up those that demanding for. I have not met Master Namadokan in my life, like one-on-one. I have not spoke with him, like hi Mazi or anything. I have not called in to talk to him. But each time I listen to some people demanding for his head, challenging him, I felt so bad. Because I cannot enjoy what he enjoyed in a day. I said in a day, not in the weeks, not a month or a year. I can't do that. Anyway, listen. Let me just a moment.
Equal, traumatic, and incomplete. Now, this is where we kind of feather the rope to our brother, Dr. Bennett Omalu. The displacement of his parents caused him a lot of pain, and it traumatized him. But thank God he poured everything he felt into studying to become a doctor. This is why the memory of Biafra remains emotionally and politically powerful, very powerful, more than 50 years later, and that is our path to self-determination. We need to capture all these gaps, those holes, document which we are already doing as a movement. But we need to capture these gaps. We need to capture these loops. We need to underscore them for the world to see the importance of what we are doing. We continue to reiterate that we are of peaceful movement. We are not seeking to fight anybody. We still live in Nigeria. Our people are still there. They trade in naira. We are still very much in that very contraption called Nigeria. But we seek to separate from a system that does not put the lives of humans above anything else. We have a very strong case, but we need to begin to look at the point where we can garner strength and surpass, strength that will transcend all that we have been shown that, oh, there is no way here, you can't make it, it is not possible. It is very much possible. Let every voice and hands rise to picking these up. It's very important for us. We have thousands of Biafran lawyers scattered around the world. Let us come together in one voice and ask Britain to defend their position in the Biafran genocide. In like manner, why hasn't Yakubu Gowon been dragged to several courts as a war criminal with Britain as the master? These are areas we should be, these are the areas we can ruffle feathers, and some meanings will be made from it. If you're waiting for President Trump to remind you of that or tell you what to do, or Putin or Benjamin of Israel to say, today we are asking for the nation Biafra to be declared, you will wait forever. You will wait forever.
That is now getting interesting. At least he's trying to make sense in this live broadcast. Before God and Man, I have not watched this entire video. I just played from minutes 1 to like 4, 6, 5, thereabout. Then I stopped. But I already know what she normally do in her interview. Do you understand? And she's not disappointing. But at least she's trying to make sense now. So did you hear what she said? After giving the history and throwing question, why can't Gowon be interrogated? That Gowon did it and backed up by Britain. Then what? Since it is obvious to you now that they cannot do anything, then what are you doing? He said that you don't need to fold head and wait for Donald Trump or Putin to declare your nation. Oh, that's very good of you. Let me clap. Okay, so what do you do then? Now you know that they cannot do it for you, right? Then what do you have to do? It's enough for you to declare it yourself, right? And go to Igosi. that you can do it. Instead, she's championing with public address system in Europe. She will always carry mega system to in the address say Biafrans with a high heel and high boot, from foot to nail. Isogowa ka kogugu. This is a narrow that you know everything. Since you know that you cannot, nobody will give it to you, then what are you doing to give it to yourself? Biafran Prime Minister understood what Masamakane represented and what Masamakane actually was clamoring for. And he decided to move ahead using the template that was well recognized, Montevideo Convention. The template is there to follow. Ordinary to follow this in Queen's English. Even if you don't believe in other things that PM and Biafran have been doing, why can't you go and research this? He did not hide the name, Montevideo Convention. Go and research for it. You have access. You are educated. You are intelligent. You are enlightened. You can read and write. Go and do. Then ask yourself. Don't ask anybody. Nobody say you should lecture that. Acquire knowledge for free, like your husband normally do. Your husband is not a novice. You don't learn from your husband. You don't want to learn. Then you want to make an argument. You want to drag everybody because I am Uchechi and I'm her wife. You just said it by yourself. You just said it that nobody will do it for you. Then what is expected of you then? For you to now step up for the occasion and do it for yourself. PM did it. What did you do? You now went back to people who are serving the Nigerian government that you now want to interrogate their leader. Go on. You want people to interrogate their leader. Why that you, according to you, go on committed genocide? Which I agree. But you said it with your mouth. That Britain also put hands in that, which I agree. Then you are questioning the world for letting go free for that genocide. But you say this in the morning. In the night, what did you do? You now go back to the slave, serving these people that you want to, that you made it clear that they have done something, they have committed genocide. Because as you speak, Bianco no is serving them. And Bianca is who to you? Bianca is your right-hand man or right-hand woman, helping you to use the state, Nigerian government you are complaining about, to jail or to arrest your so-called enemy. And what makes that person your enemy? Because the person have realized that Britain, America cannot declare your freedom, that he's going to do it, and we are going to back him up to recognize ourselves and declare our freedom. What did you do? Even though you know that America cannot do it for you, but you devote your time to attack those who cannot do it for themselves. What does that make you? It makes you a very huge suspect. And it makes you look somehow suspicious. And you cannot even run away from this because people are now noticing your activities. Make a point. You want to make sense, right? Let us hear from him. Let us hear from her.
It is our job. It is our responsibility. It is our duty to pick up where the shoe hurts and use it to pursue. Our goals.
Then what is your goal? It is our duty, our responsibility to do what? What is that your goal then? What is your goal? Make a point.
May 30th stands as a beacon, a reminder that peaceful self-determination is possible, very much possible, when we choose dialogue over discord and unity over division. Let us embark on this journey, confident that each step taken in peace.
Man, I love that part. That is achievable when we embrace dialogue, peace. So, who is against dialogue? Is anybody against dialogue? Your husband have been calling for that dialogue. Your husband called for dialogue. What is more dialogue than referendum that your husband has been looking and clamoring for? Your husband, Mas Namode Kanu, one of the finest brain ever come from our land, one of the finest brain. He told youth after pushing for Nigerians to behave well, which they refused. What did he do? He made it clear that the way Boko Haram is going, it seems like it's a deliberate act. After much verification and research, it is not done on everybody, that is actually state-sponsored. Then he started talking about we better leave these people now. The protest that Masakano organized is one of the most peaceful protests. I'm saying it because you mentioned peace, right, and dialogue. Just carry flags, placards, not even 2 by 2, not even cane, not even knife or jackknife is not involved at all. Anything harmful object. No. He was just broadcasting, teaching. Then what is the response from the other party? Do they offer peace? Do they offer dialogue? No. What do they do? Now answer that, Uchechi. Now, for you to now for you now to talk about peace, who should you be telling this peace? Is it people that have known for being peaceful, or those that are bringing violence constantly? Nigerian army invaded your house because you married in that compound, right? Mm-hmm. Do they bang the gate peacefully? Like when they enter your house, your husband's house, how peaceful were they? Do they calmly ask you where's your husband? Or do they bring you some gift? Answer that as well. When Mazam Khan ran away from Nigeria, they were peacefully pursuing him. When Mazam Khan's parents ran to Germany, they moved to Germany because the environment was so peaceful and so calm. You see, this life. Somebody said, that is Emmanuel. Let me read my message from River Goddess. This here Oyibo is touching my touching my stomach. Yeah, my sister, I understand. My fune and all. Emmanuel running said it is like they want to start afresh. They always are starting afresh, my brother. But I understand your question, because she sounded like somebody who wants to start afresh. She sounded like somebody who wants to start afresh. Now, if I they tell you, hey, one car. Anyway, listen to her.
Strengthens the foundation for lasting change.
For lacking change.
Let our voices be heard in the four corners of the world, that just the 30th of May, not just the 30th of May, but continuously until our aim is achieved. May 30th can be used as a peace roadmap by turning remembrance into disciplined civic action. And what do I mean by that? We make May 30th a truth and memory day, which we are already doing. It's not a revenge day. It's a memory day. It's a truthful day. A truth and memory day, rather.
If truly this woman is sincere, every 30th of May remembrance, she will be fuming for the life of those that they died in Aba Primary School. Because still the same May 30th that they were there observing, praying, clapping hand, remembering the deaths that Nigerian army, when they position themselves as if they're in the Ecomogu War, begin to buy them. Buy who? People with flags. young women, young men, you know, the pipe to the extent that even some the video of people that that video was played by Al Jazeera to Buhari then. He refused to watch it. Buhari refused to watch the video of what his men did. And you, as Uchechi Kanu, Kanu, supposed to be wife, Kanu wife. In this your speech, you have not even mentioned that. Because mentioning that is like saying something like that is against those that you are promoting and working for. That is the way I see it. Now, hear her again.
Marking the 1967 Declaration of Biafra, but center victims, widows, displaced families, and historical education. As Ojukwu declared Biafra on the 30th May 1967, and the Civil War followed soon after. This is our story, this is our song, this is our path, this is our history, and it is our identity.
Okay.
Another action is to build a verified Biafran atrocity timeline.
How are you living in line of that our identity? Are you living in line of that our identity? What are you doing to sustain our identity? What are you doing? Is Danko no working in line of that our identity? If no, then why are you her handbag? Why are you one of her instruments? Since the reduction of Mass American, the only thing you have achieved is to gel PM Samonekpa. That's the only thing. Nothing more. One may say, how can you do that? Because you should know what it means to be in a cage of Nigerian government and all that. Who cares? You don't care. You don't care, because if you truly care, you would have seen that on Mass American, how you care, how you're visiting him, and your utterances when each time you open your mouth, the whole thing would have been reflected. But you cannot see the distinction. You just allow yourself to be used. You will distance yourself from everything meaningful in line with that our identity, our identity you talked about. One will be struggling to know where you stand. Nobody knows actually what is your mind, but each time you behave, people cannot see a different human being, a different body, a different things. Yeah.
You're already doing that. IPOB is doing very well in documentation of killings, chronologically with names, dates, location, photos, witness statements, hospital records, and sources. One of the problems we have as Africans is that we do not chronologically document things. There are some things that we can't find in history, except that they are.
Honestly, some like guys that is watching this video, you can confirm this. When you are growing up, maybe you have crush on somebody, a girl, and that girl is always pretend to be an English expert, and when she's talking, she will be talking like people from Queen's College, people that all these people that don't know if they're even there, they're in the village. But up to time, those so for to intimidate others or to scare you away. But when it comes to apply your wisdom, you won't see them. This woman started by telling you that, I said it because of how she pronounced some words. But she started by telling you that why is it that nobody is questioning Gowon? That Gowon committed genocide. Meaning that she's speaking from the angle of documentation that what Gowon did has been documented, right? Now, somebody documented that one for you, right? Which is okay. But you, what are you doing with that documentation? What are you doing? You are here again documenting another one. As you're documenting, then what are you doing to stop it or to counter it? Nothing. Because you want to be peaceful. You want to be peaceful. And how clever these people are. They don't allow their relation or their loved ones to get close to the place that their name can also be documented. They will front other people to go. Their job is to document. Then if somebody rise to counter those people doing some things, they will now volunteer themselves to go against that person. The only thing they want to see is documentation. I will take you and that your documentation serious if you can count some of your relatives, if their name if you can just register them to the list of those your documents, then I will not take you serious. Because remember I said even her phone English is irritating to the ears. 100%. 100%. That's why I said that when it comes to brain, you will see them to apply wisdom. Yes, it is true. ND girls go no say you the crush on her. They are, there you go. See what? See phone. I know what do you mean by ND. What do you mean by ND? They said the ND girls. Somebody said Origin said what did they say? It is called Beautiful House, but nobody is home. Nobody is home. The beautiful house, nobody is home. Thank you so much for that. I feel sorry for Mas American. I tell you. I tell you. Now, what are you doing with that documentation? Your own is to document. But you are documenting it not to stop. I'm not saying you should start war. Listen, I'm not saying you should start war or start constituting nuisance, but at least to limit the list of people going down to for your documentation. People are going down for you to be documented, for you to be documenting something. You know, IPOB is they have done very well. They are documenting. Allow your loved one to register in that documentation. Then I will not listen to you. I will take you serious. Don't use people's life for documentation. 1967 to 1960, the documentation is here. Then what have you done with that? What have you done with it? You are here questioning the war power to check on go on. The same you is also saying that you know that the American and Russia cannot declare it for you. Okay, that's very sensible of you. But then what are you doing to declare it then? Your own is to fold hand and begin to yap. Ike shoe from foot to nail. A gallo Madam Koi Koi. Equal catch I open away from Baba Nimov and Agua they play. Just lying for no reason. Playing with people's life. The very cunning human being, they will never allow their siblings to join protests. They will encourage you, come out, come out, let's do it. You come out, then they'll buy you. They will document it. So your agitation is about documenting the life of innocent people, believing that you are doing something without you doing anything. Then somebody started doing something about that to prevent this. You start keeping documentation internally, waging war, mobilizing fools to attack their helper. This is something people need to understand. You cannot just open your mouth and begin to whine it because you have mic in front of you, so anything goes. Do you know the number? Okay, can you, since you are good in keeping documentation, can you give us list of people or names of people that have died since 2013 till date because of Biafra movement. I dare you to come up with it. And under the umbrella, the movement, what are they doing? I thank God that Kanu started doing something. If not, it would have been like he's support of this mess. But he's not. He's not. Kanu is a very vocal, sensible, and trusted human being. One of the best, like I said, ever come from our place. One of the best. And God in his own infinite mercy, there's a way he should love us beyond any human comprehension. Like, we are highly, highly blessed. I'm not talking about natural because of natural resources. What I'm actually talking about, the people that God always provides for us to avoid problem. Just a moment. Let me know who is calling me.
Have been passed
Hello?
from generation to generation verbally. And when you verbally pass information, in history and the rest of it, as it trickles down, it begins to fade in authenticity. Some lines that are very important, some words that are very important could be erased. So is it when you're passing a message to people, it's equally very important that you repeat exactly how the message or the person who sent you on the message or on errand has given you the message. So you repeat exactly what that person says, because by the time you put it in your own words, you begin to lighten the very essence of that message. Or the person you're passing the message to might understand you differently, because you're not saying it exactly as you have been given. Another action is to keep the movement non-violent and lawful. Self-determination is recognized in international law. Article 1 of the ICCPR says all peoples may freely determine their political status. The African Charter also recognizes people's rights to existence and self-determination. So when we have morons carrying ammunition or creating violence and massacring their own people,
did you hear what he said? That after mentioning ICC and treaty of this and that, she said then we have morons carrying ammunition, buying our people. Morons. These morons have never been in Afaruku Beko to fight 28 people. Morons have never been. Is there any? Maybe there is. I don't know. But to the best of my knowledge, I have not seen anybody that published a video, no matter the size of the video, 1 hour, 2 hours, 2 minutes video, 1 minute, 30-second video, where morons invaded Mazen Namokano's house and by 28 people. Morons chased Mazen Namokano's parents away from their ancestral land. Morons chased Mazen Namokano, who happened to be your husband, out of Biafra land for years. Those morons must have names. In every of her speech, you will never go and search. Go and search this woman's speech. You will never hear her talk and mention Nigerian army buying protesters. Never. It is haram. Never. Go and search her speech. Morons buying our people. So I don't want to feel that you are in love with death of your, Master Makano's parent. I don't want to feel like that. But you are pushing me to feel like that, because how can you not when you are in love with what happened to them? You know why I'm saying Master Makano's wife, Master Makano's parent? Because that is the people the closest to you. Because some people are very, very devilish in nature. When when people buy each other, when there's kind of buying going on, they will can their food, eat and relax, no problem, because it's other people. It doesn't happen to my people. My village is actually peaceful. By so doing, they don't care about how other people feel. They hardly put themselves in another person's shoe. They always feel contented listening to problems from other people, and they will be like, these guys are animals. They are not actually human beings properly. Their own part of human being is different from my own. That is the animal mentality. And Mazakano, I can tell you that Mazakano married the opposite of himself. Mazakano is a compassionate human being, very, very compassionate. He always understands how people feel. He always knows what people feel. Like, he cares. Talking about some of his brokers that will be talking tough. He's very, very calm and very, very understandable. Very, very reasonable. No, I don't care about what may be going on, what has happened between Uchechi Kanu and Magnum. That's not my business. That's a personal life. But judging by the character that both of them have displayed in the public, I can tell you that Uchechi is something else. And her character is totally opposite of what Mazakano is. Totally opposite. People are supposed to marry this kind of person. Buhari. People with stone heart, devilish mind. That's people that can marry her and it will work very, very well. Or maybe like governor of Imo State. That kind of people that can do and don't do. That is kind of people that will marry this kind of character, and it will be very, very smooth, very, very lovely. I will take a little bit back because I want to hear what she said about ICC. The same ICC that her husband have complained bitterly how they ignore the petitions, document filed against Nigerian state for what they have done to our people. And even the African Union, President lamented about it bitterly. And he said that forces that is against Biafran freedom is huge. Your husband said all those things, and we are here reminding us the treaty, this and that. Since they cannot use that treaty to save you, what are you supposed to do? Thank yourself. Please pay attention. Let's see.
Who sent you on the message or on errand has given you the message, so you repeat exactly what that person says, because by the time you put it in your own words, you begin to lighten the very essence of that message, or the person you're passing the message to might understand you differently, because you're not saying it exactly as you have been given. Another action is to keep the movement non-violent and lawful. Self-determination is recognized in international law.
Self-determination is recognized in international law. According to Uchechi, is recognized. Okay.
Article 1 of the ICCPR says...
Article 1 of ICCTR says...
all peoples may freely determine their political status.
Okay, so you have right to determine your political status. Of course, that is self-determination.
The African Charter also recognizes people's rights to existence and self-determination.
African Charter, the same thing. They're going against you.
So when we have morons
before the morons, your husband and their friends understanding this importance of charter, and they exercise this right, this treaty, and what happened? They massacred our people. It's not as if you are still in your mother's womb when this happened. You have married. It is going photo as what are you? Much more, maybe how many years is your son? But what I'm saying is that they do not need to give age why men. Come on. Oh, give a man. What are you trying to tell me? And we are here. Remind us about this treaty and this. That chapter and that treaty happened to be what your husband and Biafran recognized and exercised their right, and they got killed. Okay? Then, did those who recognized each other do something? No. Not one, not two, not three, many times. Now, what do you expect people to do? To still go back and hold that charter firm? And it's not as if somebody just wake up and say, guys, pick up this pick up this catapult, load it with the gravel, let us go and exercise our right. Nobody did that. Nobody.
Ammunition or creating violence and massacring their own people they are supposed to protect. They are contaminating the very essence of who we are. You're making the international bodies and voices to say, no, you're not a peaceful movement.
All right. Now, what happened is this. He said that morons said to use, arms, massacring our people. The word massacre is defined as what? The word massacre, to the best of my knowledge, is when somebody buy people randomly and record of people buyed so many. Like, it's not one, it's not two. Like, you can go, you know what happened in the Yoruba land, where a terrorist or a bandit went to church and buy people in quantum. That kind of thing is called massacre. Please, English scholars in the house, if I'm wrong, just hit the comment section and let me know. The word massacre cannot just be when you buy one person. You understand? Two. But when you count one, two, when the thing is actually in a huge number, you can use the word massacre. And when the word massacre also has to do with when you buy people defend, like people that are that cannot defend themselves, people that can not help themselves. They're just handicapped. You took them unaware and you massacre them. Nobody scratch you. You just massacre people, body littered everywhere, and you go your way. That kind of thing. That's what I understand by the word massacre. If there's another meaning, like I said, educating on that. Then, if that is the case, what happened in an American house is what? Where they married you to. Is that not massacre? Is that not massacre? Now, what happened in Uchechi when Biafrans were, celebrating Trump's inauguration? Not agitating for anything, and celebrating that Trump have won the election. Celebrating. Because your husband also, he's the one that teach Biafrans. He taught us how the importance of Trump as a Republican. The hope were very high. People were in love with that and waiting for Trump to win, and he eventually won the election. People celebrated, and what happened? Out of anger from the northern part, they massacred people. Am I supposed to be the one to remind this woman what happened under her nose? Am I supposed to be the one to remind you that people went to Aba primary school celebrating or observing 10th of May, and they massacred them? I told you, even Al Jazeera of all people, called when they were interviewing Buhari, they played that clip. Buhari don't want to look. If after this guy search Buhari's with Al Jazeera, IPOB interview, something like that, just search for it. I can't play it here because they may shut the platform down. Buhari refused to see. That's how bad. You can see what like they're even inching about like that. Nah, God. If somebody said that you are a murderer, will you doubt it? Like the level in which you are going to defend evil. If somebody maybe knowingly and unknowingly called you a murderer, will you say you are not? Because the way you are promoting and advertising this and making it look like people are the problem is shocking. And you made mention of it that there are people who those morons that carried Abe. They want what they wanted to achieve is to make it look like so international committee will now say that you guys are not peaceful. The same international committee that could not help you in all the massacre that had happened. Holy day. Now, the international committee did not just say something about this. You are the one reporting to the international committee, begging them that they should look into this. That is actually bad. They have not come. They may understand because they have not come, they did not say anything. You that claim that you know everything, you will now carry the file, the documentation, to convince. You are the one convincing the international committee to see it that this is a work, that is a crime. This is an act of terrorism. That is what you did by sending people to go and, testify against the Prime Minister in Finland. First and first, you send people there to protest. You send people there to report, since of report you guys did. Not only you, I will tell you for free. Kanu, despite all your differences with Kanu, both of you join hands together and work together to report PM to Finland. Kanu did it. He came out and began to brag, mocking himself. That PM Samanekpa said that he's a content creator. After observing how the same thing was played to his own brother in Nigeria. They said that Mazen Kanu have denied that he's no leader of IPOB. We heard the news now. After his rendition, they claim that he has told Nigerian government that he's not the leader. Nigerian media carried it and spread it. Who quenched it? Aloy Ejimakor. The same man that you are telling people that he's your enemy, he's this and he's that. Even though my own is to tell you the truth. People who connive with you to put PM out is you, Chidiwanyawo, Kanu. These are people in the public, like people that everybody can lay hand to their own evidence, all right? Entire DOS, all of them. And probably these are basic, of course, why will I miss the main, the easy point? Bono, Branco, no. You see these five, they are the main key player. And we are here talking about the international community. Whereas you are the one, you are the ambassador of the international community to the so-called crime. You are the ambassador.
But they are not part of us, are they? So why do they always connect themselves to IPOB? IPOB says we are peaceful in our quest for self-determination. And someone goes to kill somebody and says, I am connected to IPOB. Do you now understand what that very person's intentions are or could be? Whoever is massacring their own people has been rejected in the spirit, has been condemned by our ancestors. And our job is to constantly disassociate ourselves from these people. And the very ground that they stand will come after them. It's just a matter of time. Another action is that we must separate Biafran self-determination from armed intimidation. It has to be a peaceful advocacy. And the peaceful advocacy loses legitimacy when civilians are threatened. Sit-at-home orders are violently enforced. You can sit at home, but when you violently enforce it, you have shifted from peaceful roadmap to a violent one. So, whereby such things happen and or opponents are targeted, the roadmap should explicitly reject attacks on civilians, ethnic hatred, forced compliance, and retaliation. All these threats, we don't need it. They're not.
Okay, so you forgot. Personally, I am not against it at home. Left for me, I'm not against forcing it. That's my opinion, my own opinion. Let me repeat myself. I am not against it at home. Personally, I'm also not against anybody that wants to force it. And my reason is this. We have families that their loved ones have been buried, like so many people have record of this issue. So many people lost their loved ones. So how do you want those people that lost their loved ones to go about it? Let me repeat again. How do you want people that have lost their loved ones violently to go about it? And when you hear forcing it, it's not as if somebody just wake up and say, okay, I will unannounced begin to chase people away, go back home, go back home. The date was announced, everything was fixed. Then you decide to come out. Okay? You come out to challenge the sit at home. And remember, when it was announced, some people said no to that sit at home, to that date, that it's not going to happen. That they're going to make sure that it's not going to happen. How do you want them to make sure that it's not going to happen? If not to commit crime, to force it, so that you that declare that at home will not look bad in eyes of other people. You said, somebody said, sit at home will be on Monday. You said over your dead body. Meaning that you will do something on Monday for it not to happen. So what do you think those people who said no to sit at home will do? If not to come out and do something that will make you look so terrible in the eyes of other people who may not understand the reason behind sit at home and how grieved other people are in that part of the country. Nobody just woke up and says at home. There's something that leads to sit at home. You cannot bypass it to say or to talk about other things. I'm not saying that I'm in support of people buying people because of sit at home. If there's anything like buying, that is beyond even forcing. Forcing people to go to sit at home could be, using cane or tobacco to pursue them to go buy, that kind of thing. But when you pull trigger, that is a different thing. I don't support that. Do you understand? But as of now, I can tell you that people who declared at home are not the ones that forced it. They are not the one. What did DOS do? What do they do? Or what did they did to stop sit at home? If not this kind of what I just told you now. Of course, they will do something. And the only thing they can do is to do something that will make it look like, man, this is not the way it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? And this is, sit at home is actually evil. Oh, somebody lost his life, or one driver is being fired, one conductor is being fired, one Okada man is being fired. That kind of report to make it look so bad. And that is very, very wrong. If I may tell you, it's not good at all. He said the best thing that we will. Okay, I see your comment, my dear. Let's go back to the video.
Needed. In the 5th, we can use May 30th for the 5 practical actions every year. A memorial service, a published victims report, legal petitions, diaspora lobbying, inter-ethnic dialogue with Igbo, Ijo, Efik, Ibibio, Anang, Ogoni, and other affected communities. I see some of our brothers going to Ikwere, where is this place in Edo State? And some, and you have Anioma. So there's this conversations going on, and we try to connect our ancestral identity and how we are connected and related as brothers. Another is to demand a political process, not chaos. The goal should be a negotiated democratic process, referendum advocacy, constitutional reform, regional autonomy, security sector accountability, release or fair trial for detainees and international observation, facilitating our referendum. I have said this before, I will reiterate it here, that IPOB has the capacity to operate as a state and must begin to position itself as one. This is
what did you just say? IPOB have a capacity to operate as a state? Hold on, teach us this one. Wait.
Is enforced. You can order a seat at home, but when you violently enforce it, you have shifted from peaceful roadmap to a violent one. So, whereby such thing happens and or opponents are targeted, the roadmap should explicitly reject attacks on civilians, ethnic hatred, forced compliance, and retaliation. All these threats, we don't need it. They're not needed. In the fifth, we can use May 30th for the 5 practical actions every year. A memorial service, a published victims report, legal petitions, diaspora lobbying, and inter-ethnic dialogue with Igbo, Ijo, Efik, Ibibio, Anang, Ogoni, and other affected communities. I see some of our brothers going to Ikwere, where is this place in Edo State? And some, and you have Anioma. So there's this conversations going on, and we try to connect our ancestral identity and how we are connected and related as brothers. Another is to demand a political process, not chaos. The goal should be a negotiated democratic process, referendum advocacy, constitutional reform, regional autonomy, security sector accountability, release or fair trial for detainees and international observation.
Look at this woman. She's pushing this, after writing all those things, she's pushing it back to Nigerian state. And I will pick it one by one again, please. I'll pick it one by one. Hear her.
Forced compliance and retaliation, all these threats, we don't need it. They're not needed. In the fifth, we can use May 30th for the 5 practical actions every year. A memorial service, a published victim. So when we have morons carrying ammunition or creating violence and massacring their own people they are supposed to protect, they are contaminating the very essence of.
You are 100%, my brother. That is just the simplest way to define her. She lacks common sense. For real. I'm telling you. 100%.
We are. You're making the international bodies and voices to say, no, you're not a peaceful movement. But they are not part of us, are they? So why do they always have to, or why do they always connect themselves to IPOB? IPOB says, we are peaceful in our quest for self-determination. And someone goes to kill somebody and says, I am connected to IPOB. Do you now understand what that very person's intentions are or could be? Whoever is massacring their own people has been rejected in the spirit.
Who massacred in Conso? Since everybody that death of one person is a massacre. Who massacred in Conso? Ikoso was massacred by who? Massacred our people. Massacred our people. Mention the venue.
Anyway. Has been condemned by our ancestors.
Okay.
And our job is to constantly disassociate ourselves from these people.
Exactly. It's those criminals, isn't it? Then who is those criminals massacring our people? The people that claim they are massacring people in that village say that the IPOB. If you then your group went to them and said, no, it's not IPOB, it's autopilot. They play to them messages and voice of your husband. Then after hearing, you still come back and say that now you were admitting that they are massacring people. You don't confront or challenge them that look at this and this, which of them is massacring, or which of them is a crime, which of them is actually committing is evil. The word massacre, which of them, where can you place it between these two events? You don't ask these questions. You can't even ask. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever.
And the very ground that they stand will come after them. It's just a matter of time.
That the very grand, very, what did she say? Very grand, right? Or every grand. Let me go back a little bit. Because I think you just let curse on yourself here. Somehow. The very what?
But they are not part of us, are they?
Okay.
So why do they always have to, or why do they always connect themselves to IPOB? IPOB says, we are peaceful in our quest for self-determination. And someone goes to kill somebody and says, I am connected to IPOB. Do you now understand what that very person's intentions are or could be? Whoever is massacring their own people has been rejected in the spirit, has been condemned by our ancestors. And our job is to constantly disassociate ourselves from these people. And the very ground that they stand will come after them.
The very ground, okay, the very ground. The very ground they stand will come against them. Okay.
It's just a matter of time. Another action is that we must separate Biafran self-determination from armed intimidation. It has to be a peaceful advocacy. And the peaceful advocacy loses legitimacy when civilians are threatened. Sit-at-home orders are violently enforced. You can order sit-at-home, but when you violently enforce it, you have shifted from peaceful roadmap to to a violent one.
She's saying this after 1 year of PM arrest, right? And who is the person that is, that is forcing it all this while? Who is the person? Who is the person? Can you tell the world who is not forcing it? That, because that would make more sense, right? That would make more sense. Who is that person?
So, whereby such things happened and or opponents are targeted, the roadmap should explicitly reject attacks on civilians, ethnic hatred, forced compliance, and retaliation. All these threats, we don't need it. They're not needed. In the fifth, we can use May 30th for the 5 practical actions every year. A memorial service, a published victims report, legal petitions, diaspora lobbying, and inter-ethnic dialogue with Igbo, Ijo, Efik, Ibibio, Anang, Ogoni, and other affected communities. I see some of our brothers going to Ikwere, where is this place in Edo State?
Edith, she cannot respect herself because she is under contract.
And you have Anioma. So there's this conversations going on, and
she's on contract, so she have to deliver. She have some people, that she's working for. You can see that very clear.
We try to connect our ancestral identity and how we are connected and related as brothers.
Origin said that this one is punishment. I know. Like I said when I started, I told us that I'm not playing this video for people to like it or watch it or no. I know why I know why I'm doing this, because I know that we need it later. So I have to register it here on this platform. Okay, I know that we'll need it later, because this is her interview after traveling back to Bongo. I have other programs that I wanted to run before that is far better than this, but I have to do this one. Okay, I know, I understand you. Please, if you feel somehow about it, you don't want to you don't like her, you can just allow it and focus on other things for now, because I know nobody want to listen to this nonsense. Okay, nobody. But I realize that some of our people when each time we talk about her, they see you as if you are enemy, you're a problem to everything. Once I play it just a few minutes now, I'm gonna end it. That's not the fact, because we have played 36 minutes. Okay, my plan is to play it to 40 minutes. The video is about how many? This 36 minutes. The video is about 1 hour 31 minutes, 1 hour, let's say 1 hour 32 minutes. Okay, so we are going to stop at 40 minutes, then I will stop. You see, I understand how painful it is to listen to this woman, especially when you want to fill your mind and your brain with something positive. Hearing her voice is irritating. Trying to understand what she's saying is quite difficult. It's very, very stressful. So I understand. It's not your fault at all. Even me, I feel the same way. I'm not gonna lie to you. Even me, I feel the same way. But please bear with me, okay? Thank you.
In the fifth, we can use May 30th for the 5 practical actions every year. A memorial service, a published victims report, legal petitions, diaspora lobbying, and inter-ethnic dialogue with Igbo, Ijo, Efik, Ibibio, Anang, Ogoni, and other affected communities. I see some of our brothers going to Ikwere, where is this place in Edo State? And some and you have Anioma. So there's this.
Sometimes I feel like this because in a government textbook in Nigeria, they will teach you in secondary school about women riot. Sometimes I think they mistake the people that actually riot. I don't think it's from Aba. That are about women riot, because I've not seen that kind of breed about women that they made us to believe that they are strong and vocal, they are tough somehow about women riot. Is this what you can pick from Abia State? Because if you ask me, I will tell you that it should be from somewhere in Imo State. Igbo women are actually acting as if they are the one that rioted, or if there's anything like that. When you hear about women riot, who are those about women now? Where are their children? The DNA of those women, is it just, did they crush it? Don't ask me why I'm saying what I'm saying. Don't ask me why I'm sounding this way. Aba men, yes, Abia State men are very, very, they are representing. But the women, no. The short engine that was insulting Master McGann some months ago, saying that once you listen to Master McGann, just 1 minute, the hate that he's preaching, that the video carries, is very, very bad. They are all these women from Abia State these days. I don't know. I have not seen. Maybe I cannot. I cannot just check my memory now and say, okay, I remember. So person is from Abia State that is very, very vocal. All I see is Imo, and of course Anambra and other part of the land. But Imo women, Abia women are not. They are not representing. I'm sorry. They are not. They are not at all. I can count 4 incidents now in this recent age that when you hear people in our age from Abia State to talk, when you hear them making speech, you feel like throwing up. I don't know why. Where is that breed of Abia women that riots? I don't know. I've forgotten this. Why the Abia women riots, and I've forgotten what happened, because it is very long time already. I was kind of told their story in secondary school about women riot. So where are they now? Who is their children? Do they not drop any of their DNA if they're no longer living? Because what I'm seeing now is ofekike, ezigbote ofeke.
Conversations going on, and we try to connect our ancestral
between her and Nneka Chimese, who is using each other, my brother, precious. If you ask me, I don't know who is. Honestly, I feel like she's not using Nneka, because she had been like this for a very long time. Nneka just converted to stupidity. Okay, and this one had been like this for ages, and she has a lot of experience in what this kind of life that she's living. She's not just starting now. So I can tell you that she's not using Nneka.
Identity and how we are connected and related as brothers. Another is to demand a political process, not chaos. The goal should be a negotiated democratic process, referendum advocacy, constitutional reform, regional.
Now, she's giving you list of how she want to give you Biafra. At the end of the day, in summary, or in a layman term, is actually good Nigeria.
And you have a Neoma. So there's this conversations going on, and we try to connect our ancestral identity and how we are connected and related as brothers. Another is to demand a political process.
To demand the political process. How to negotiate number 1. To demand the political process. Then number 2.
Not chaos. referendum advocacy, constitutional reform.
It's not why I'm not making lose Nigeria at all. Constitutional reform, okay.
Regional autonomy.
Regional autonomy. Now, imagine a country where Fulani is trying to Islamize everywhere and Fulanize everywhere. It's not on paper. In practical terms, that's what's going on now. This is why I still talking about regional autonomy. They say to hell with that your suggestion. Then what are you going to do? What will you do? They have answered this your question. No, this request have been made. They replied you to hell with you without your suggestion.
Security sector accountability, release or fair trial for detainees and international observation. We're irritating our friends.
If you're a scammer, I'm sorry to say that. For you to come here and repeat this thing now, you are very bad. You know the truth. You are just lying to your followers. Very, very deadly human being. How can you open your mouth and be saying this at this point in time? Regional autonomy, fair trial. Really? Constitutional reform. Nkiji Bloy. Please, what she said that is it obtainable? Or is it attainable? Please, is it attainable? Can somebody confirm this? Is it is it possible? I'm not gonna send link because once I'm not gonna receive call. Or let's see if there's anybody that want to say something. You can comment on now because very, very soon now I'm winding down. But I want to ask you a question on the comment section now. Is it obtainable? Is it obtainable? Like, is it true? Is it true? Please let me know on the comments. They're going to get it.
I have said this before. I will reiterate it here that IPOB has the capacity to operate as a state.
That she have said it before. That IPOB have the capacity to operate as a state. Really? And I want to know what this man studied in school. Is it just only English? You don't have any? You majored your course in English language, not even English. Your English now. What am I even talking about? Not English. Are you good in English? Can you speak English like Madam Origin, or can you speak English like River Goddess? If you know, people that understand. Oh, why they can go? But he tried to speak. You want to be Oyibo by fire by force? No. Yes. I don't want to mention FAMD or DPM. That if I said that would be an insult to you. I don't want to insult you. But the arrangement of your thesis matters a lot. How can you open your mouth and mention those things that is like what you just said now, constitutional reform, regional government, and fair trial? You talked about what again? A referendum. You need to in fact you are not in this planet for you to dream that is possible. You must be from another planet, and I don't want to let me not go there, but I wanted to say that you are insulting Master Monogan because Master Kano's wife supposed to know better than what I said.
It must begin to position itself as one. This is how the Somalilanders, my newly found point of contact, conquered being ignored by the world. Even though they were not recognized, they ignored the noise around them, and they circled around themselves, they circled their territory, and they worked within themselves. And today, they have been called a nation. So my core message for this is that May 30th is not a call to war. It is a call to...
Is that true? Gregory said that when they said about women, it does not mean that they were Aba people. It was all Igbo women living in Aba at that time. Okay. Okay. Now I understand. Now I understand. Because you know what I mean. That when they say about women riots. Okay, is up. Okay. My bad. My bad. You don't make more sense because you understand why I said so, right? Mm-hmm. You understand why I said so? Because what I'm seeing now on social media, when you check where they come from, young ladies, I don't know if or just a kind of form, gather them as a group or something like that. I think that she came down for Kezaka for what? Kezaka or no? Kezaya. I know follow you to give her a political appointment and fight Masmaka openly, but Oku over after hugging interview and she withdraw. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But if you Mbawobi in other, or if you Mbawobi.
Truth. It is a call to justice. We seek dignity, truth, and justice, and peaceful self-determination. And 30th of May is one of the most powerful tools we can use to continuously call for this very self-determination. And now to the second part of my topic, which reads Personal Journeys of Dialogue. What I mean by this is that I need to highlight a few personal dialogues I have had and what they mean. First of all, and most importantly, I believe in consistency. I hardly sway, and hardly can a human being sway me. I have consistently stood against the attack on DOS since 2015 because this very structure is the umbilical cord of this very movement called IPOB, carried by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So we'll take it that, how a woman is pregnant and the umbilical cord connects the baby and the mother. Okay? The umbilical cord here connecting our people, the movement, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is this umbilical cord. It carries from the mother and flows through to the fetus or the embryo or whatever. I call it fetus now, or the baby. Let me use this opportunity to tell Biafrans, to tell you all that myself and Nabikem and two of our brothers visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto. As on a lighter note, Nabikem will call it Sokoto. So we went to Sokoto. These men men left their various daily endeavors to provide for their families, to make sure that things are made right, and that we stand as one in unity. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as always, was in high spirit. He stands as tall as Iroko.
Please, my people, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much for your time. God is in a high spirit. Oh, this we guys know how to insult people. Master God is as always. Master God, as always, is in a high spirit. Don't wait, I go so good. Once again, I am not in support of killing of anybody. I'm not in support of any violence, any criminality. But let's call a spade a spade. You cannot be saying that you are against violence and all that, and you are promoting violence. You are creating misunderstanding that will lead to violence. You are trying to say something that will lead people, that will push people to commit crime. Something that will make people to start engaging each other, battling each other, trying to revenge and counter revenge and all that. These are things that we need to avoid. The moment some of these gangsters who claim that we want to make our land peaceful, the moment they understand this is better for everybody, we don't appreciate the fact that Nigerian government, who claim that they're in charge, are utilizing their power to create problem among our people, giving money to some people to go against our people while covering their crime. Innocent people are paying for what they don't know about. If you say that somebody is committing any crime and that, go after them, try them, since you are still in Nigerian space. But the fact remains that they don't do that. What they do is to recruit other people, make it look like they are the one in charge of the land, that they are the only innocent people. But when you watch or when you closely checkmate the activities, you will find out that what they are doing behind is different from what they are putting out there. Thank God for social media. Most of them that are very, very vocal in name of calling out crime and reporting what people have done and all that, justifying the, inhuman treatment they're giving to our people, justifying disappearance of youth, justifying the illegal arrest and torture that these guys are pushing on our people. They don't report something from once they report that the report is always one-sided to favor the government of the day. That is not what we want, and that has not been what our land is known for. So it is actually strange or new to our land, to our people. That I said that I don't want, that I'm not against anybody who is advocating for freedom or who is doing something to stop this illegal arrest and padi trials going on. It's not that I want to hurt anybody, but the fact is that whether you are in Nigerian Army or police, tell yourself the truth. Your family can never be in police forever. They can never be in army forever. What you are committing today because you are wearing uniform could be meted against your own lineage, your children, when you are not here anymore. So let us think about it and reason along with what our land is known for, which is go against any crime and avoid criminality. We have seen some videos of Fulani people trying to penetrate and invade our lands, and some have already invaded it and commit some crimes and all that. The news is out there. You can see it, you can feel it, you can ask for it and lay hands on it. These people don't talk about it. We are here where some of them say that Igbo, that Fulani, that's not like Fulani in our land, that is actually Igbo land. What does that mean? What I'm saying is that Any crime going on in our land is our people committing it, not external invaders, not Fulanis, which is not true. But when you check the other side, you can see people crying out, calling their names, and the proof and videos is everywhere. How can you now trust this kind of people? How can you now tell us to trust you for trusting them? Please, I'm gonna end it here because the video is this woman is actually a comedian, but I'm gonna end it here. Somebody made a comment, and that is a Mecca Justin said, Carol White, high spirit, and and his wife, high spirit. Don't mind them. Mega said again, Mazekai TV, greetings from Japan. Thank you so much. Is that Amy Toki? Amy, are you the one? You are doing wonderful job. Is that you, Amy Toki? Are you the one? Where I can see Emeka. Are you the one? Let me know in the comment before I close this live stream. So this live stream has come to an end. Unless if you want to comment, if you want me to give you mic, please drop it in the comment section. I will give you mic before I shut down. So yes, okay, you are the one, my dear. Nice to have you. There we go. So thank you so much, my people. Thank you. God bless you. Before you go, please like the video and share it on many platforms of your choice. We have come to an end. We have spent 2 hours trying to make sense out of this, or trying to learn something from this woman, and we couldn't pick anything from her. Okay, and we played this video. We happened to be one hour, there's something minutes. We have played 42 minutes, going to 43 minutes, and we could not even pick any sensible thing out of it so far. Please like the video. Like I said, see you again. God bless you. Bye bye for now.